Everybody knows by now that we live in Las Vegas, and if you have been watching our real estate videos, you would also know that we primarily invest in Las Vegas. Some of you may have caught on that we are also invested out of state, Arkansas in particular. In today's video, we will go over what we have learned investing in out-of-state rental properties, the pros and cons and everything in between. Let's go ahead and get started. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, this is Jerwin.
And this is Elma.
And Shopal. We're two Asians and a dog. Our channel is about sharing our journey to reaching 8/12/2024, which is our retirement date.
We will go over financial education, real estate and stock market investing, and some of our travels. Join us to our path to 8/12/24. Also, stay till the end for Shopal's tip of the week. You may wonder, how in the world did we end up purchasing properties all the way in Arkansas when we live here in Nevada and we are both from California? Let us explain. Elma's older sister actually moved to Arkansas several years ago. We visited them a few times already, and we asked a lot of questions about their real estate market. We've always heard other investors purchasing in the Midwest because real estate there in general is way more affordable than the West Coast and East Coast. So in October 2017, we took the risk and jumped into being out-of-state investors. It was both exciting and a stressful process at the same time. To be honest with you, we didn't know what we were doing or what to expect.
So we wanted to walk you guys through the process from start to finish. If you live in an expensive real estate market and you're thinking about investing out of state, we hope this video will help you out and give you some insight. Having a family in Arkansas was a huge factor in deciding to invest in that particular state. We knew that since we had family there, we could get some help in learning the area to invest in and get familiar with the market. Every time we saw any potential properties, we had my sister and her husband be our eyes in Arkansas. We ended up coming across the Polk House. Our agent took videos and pictures and we ended up making an offer. Again, we actually didn't see the house, so our decision was based on the pictures and videos that were sent to us. This would be the first time we've purchased a property without ever seeing it in person. Scary, right?
The Polk House is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,700 square feet. It was built in 1995 and was listed for $90,000. After some back and forth and more back and forth and some intense negotiation, we ended up pulling our offer completely off the table. We said thanks, but no thanks. We felt like it wasn't a win-win situation, so we just decided to move on. A few days later, the owners called us and accepted our cash offer of $72,500. Bonus tip: during any negotiation, you must know when to back out.
Buying in Arkansas was a very different process for us. Things move a lot slower there. For example, it took us over a week to get the home inspection done because they didn't have a lot of inspectors. It also took them 30 days to record the deed over to our trust. In Las Vegas, it usually would take less than 48 hours to have the deed recorded. They just have a completely different speed limit over there, and it was a huge adjustment we had to get used to.
Once the property was inspected, we found out that the home had foundation issues. Now, typically when you hear issues with the foundation, as an investor, you freak out a little bit. Arkansas being a wet/damp state, it means that their soil is constantly moving. So we requested to get a quote for repair prior to closing. In this way, we would have a better idea how much it could cost and how much it could potentially eat into our profit. And hopefully at that time, we can back out of a deal if we need to. All in all, it cost us about $2,800 for them to fix the foundation. Since the property was built in 1995, we knew we had to do some repairs. We estimated about $8,000 to $10,000 worth of work into the property to get it rent ready. So now let's take a look at the condition of the house when we purchased it. Check out our first investment home in Cabot, Arkansas. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,700 square feet. It's about 45 degrees right now, so it's a little chilly, but I want to give you guys a tour of this house. Come check it out. We removed old wallpaper. We gave the entire interior of the house a brand new paint job, put in light fixtures, changed out most of the electrical, put in new appliances, cut down a dead tree leaning on the roof, and cleaned up the entire front and backyard of the house.
We ended up buying the Polk House for $42 per square feet. Compared to Las Vegas, where properties are selling at over $175 per square feet, and in California, it's over $350 per square feet. Our long-term plan for the Polk House is to actually sell it in the next 2 years. Being over 1,400 miles away, it's just difficult to be an active landlord. If we were to sell it today, we estimate the value to be around $100,000. Now, we like investing in the Midwest since prices are lower and you can achieve a really good ROI. We just recommend having a team close by so you won't be an absentee landlord, which is frowned upon.
Okay, let's go over the numbers on the Polk house. Like we said earlier, we paid $72,500 in cash, so we have no loan on it. We ended up putting an additional $8,000 towards the rehab. Today, we would estimate the value of the property to be about $100,000. We rented out the property on November 5th, 2018, and the tenant signed a 6-month lease for $900. They renewed their lease for an additional year, and the rent increased to $935. They also renewed their lease this year. However, we decided not to increase the rent due to everything happening with the pandemic. Our ROI, which is return on investment, is about 13%. Now stay tuned for future videos on how to calculate your ROI on your rental properties.
Okay, so earlier we said it was a huge adjustment for us purchasing one property out of state. Well, this one over here decided to buy 2 properties in a span of 7 days.
In my defense, our agent showed us a really nice house and it was an amazing deal. Let me tell you guys about the Harvest House. We bought the Harvest House as a foreclosure, meaning the bank was the seller, and it was being sold as is. It was listed for $60,000 even, well below market value. There was a ton of offers on it, and the offers drove up the price, but we still got a killer deal on it at $80,000. There were several offers higher, but they, like what they say, cash is king. So for our first time being out-of-state investors, we ended up buying 2 properties in less than 1 week.
By the way, if you guys are enjoying this video so far, make sure to hit that like button for us. It helps our channel grow and reach more people. Also, subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget to stick around to the end for Showpal's Tip of the Week. The Harvest House was built in 1982, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and 1,544 square feet home on almost 2 acres of land. This is one of the reasons we really liked it. We actually considered living in this property part-time. That's how much we liked it. Okay, so to get it rent ready, we had to fix just about everything in the house. Here's what the condition of the house looked like when we got it. Okay, so day 1.
Hey everyone, we are in Austin, Arkansas, which is about 5 minutes from Cabot. We are in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet, built in 1980s. 1.8 acres, that's right, 1.8 acres. It's amazing land. And then over here, this is a real fireplace. It's a wood-burning fireplace. So this is where all the bedrooms are. We're tearing out all the carpet. As you can tell, we started a little bit.
Can we see?
You can follow me over here. This is a full bath. We're gonna take care of the cabinets and everything and paint that out. This is one of the bedrooms. The bedrooms are normal size. They're about 9 by 9, 10 by 10 bedrooms. They look pretty good.
So carpet's going out.
Carpet and paint. So this is little Timmy's room, I'm guessing. So the flooring is kind of cool. We're gonna put some vinyl planks on here and then paint it. So as you can tell, they were very creative. Sunset, little mouse. New flooring here. We just ripped out the carpet. Master bath. Master bath is a little too small, but at least it's got your full everything, so you can do everything at one time. And there's a window in here as well. Dining room area. This is the kitchen. We're gonna paint the cabinets. The fridge goes here. There's a little pantry here. And then you can look at that oven. This oven's probably in the 60s or 70s. This is an antique. That is what they call an antique.
We put in new flooring, new appliances, new window coverings, and painted the entire interior of the house. We installed a brand new shower in the master bathroom, and last but not least, we had to get a new roof. Like we said earlier, it was bank owned, so it was sold as is. The roof originally scared us, but again, this is Arkansas, so things are a bit different, and the homes are older than what we're used to. The roof alone cost us $6,600. We were actually expecting to spend well above $10,000. All in all, we spent about $15,000 to get the home rent ready.
Our plans for the Harvest House. Well, we actually sold it earlier this year. Even though we actually love this house way more than the Polk house. We ended up selling it over the Polk house because Polk had a very strong family living in there, and we actually foresee them living in there for several more years. We sold the Harvest house because it was challenging managing 2 out-of-state properties with minimal help. On top of that, we actually wanted to use the funds for a flip here in Las Vegas. So stay tuned for that video as we will go over how we flipped a brand new home without using a single hammer or a single nail, and just using a pen.
Okay, so let's go over the numbers for the Harvest house. Like we said earlier, we purchased this property on October 18th, 2018 for $80,000. We put in about $15,000 for renovation, and it took us about 2 weeks to get all the work done on this property. We rented this property starting in December 1st of 2018 through June 30th, 2019 for $1,000 a month. We made $7,000 total from the rent. Then we ended up selling the property for $127,500 on November 27, 2019. Our total profits from this property is $39,500. Had we continued to rent the property, our ROI would be 12%.
We originally intended to be in Arkansas for 2 weeks and only purchasing 1 property to test out the market. All in all, we were there for 5 weeks and came out owning 2 properties out of state. As we said earlier, we already sold the Harvest house, and we are also planning to sell the Polk house in the next 2 years. Now, don't get us wrong, we enjoy the process of buying out of state, and we learned so much about the process. We just felt like we were spreading ourselves way too thin.
As an investor, you have to know how much you can handle. Also, owning older homes made us a bit nervous and would sometimes keep us up at night not knowing what is going to break down and how much it's going to eat into our profit. Ultimately, we feel that if we had a team in place in Arkansas, we would definitely consider growing our real estate portfolio there.
And like we said earlier, we never wanted to be those landlords that's not actively managing the properties. And we want all of our families living in our properties to know that we are around and we'll take care of them. And it became apparent to us being 1,400 miles away was just way too challenging for us. If you guys have any tips on out-of-state investing, please comment below so we can all learn together. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't invest in rental properties out of state. There are some really great benefits to investing out of state. For example, your money just goes a long way out of state, specifically in the Midwest. We would have never been able to purchase properties in cash in Las Vegas. Because we were able to purchase in cash, we got a great deal on the property, and our return on our investment, which is your ROI, was significantly higher than we would have found here in Las Vegas.
We hope this video gave you some insight into investing in out-of-state rental properties. Of course, this is just our experience and everyone's experiences are different. There's definitely a lot to learn and you have to do your own research to see if it's something that makes sense for you. So that's everything we have for you guys today. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to see more videos on personal finance, real estate, and stock market investing. Now it's time for Showpal's Tip of the Week.
Showpal's Tip of the Week. When first starting to invest in real estate, make sure you build a strong team around you. First person on your team should be a knowledgeable, local, investor-friendly real estate agent.